United Penguin Kingdom Huddle Up is exactly what you would expect it to be. This is a city builder where you play as a colony of penguins, you try and expand, you have all of the typical city builder things, but you also have whales and seals to deal with. This is the free prologue, which is available on Steam right now for you to go ahead and try, and the full game is set to release later this year. I have honestly enjoyed my time with this game, and as always, we'll go through the options first, show you all of the good and the bad, some things I would like to see added before full release, and then we'll dive straight into one of my saves, and I will show you what you can do, and how I like it and what I like that they've done with this game opposed to other city builders. Honestly, the aesthetic is fantastic and it's very bright and colourful. It's a little bit easy compared to some of the city builders I've played before, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. With the options, it starts you with audio. It does have everything turned up to full, and you're probably going to want to turn it down just a little bit. It is quite loud. Also, there is no option here to have music play when you alt-tab out the game or if you've got it in windowed mode, which is really annoying. The game does still continue to play if you've got it in windowed mode and you click off of your main monitor if you're using multiple, but the music and the sound does stop, which is a little bit disconcerting, especially in 2024. I would expect there to be an option added here so we could still listen to music once we alt-tab out. Although you do have a decent amount of volume settings here. You've got your master, music, sound effects, UI, and animal sounds. Interestingly enough, when I went through the tutorial, the penguins did make some rather alarming sounds, and there was a lot of them, so you might want to turn those down a little bit as well. Video settings, this is a city builder, so don't expect anything amazing here, but what they do have is pretty damn good. You've got motion blur. Why you'd want motion blur on a game like this, I don't really know. VSync on or off, and then refresh rate. Now, normally in games when you have VSync on, it locks the refresh rate out because you're matching it to your monitor anyway, so you might want to just double check and make that so that it matches, just to prevent any issues that you may or may not have. Resolution scale goes all the way up to 100%. Brightness actually starts at 44, which I really like. I like the fact that it doesn't start you at full brightness, because that can be a little bit disconcerting as well. You only have windowed or full screen modes here. Windowed is basically borderless full screen. Your resolution settings go all the way up to 5120 by 1440, which is pretty damn good. Then you've got your preset of your ultra, AA, effects, post-processing, shadows, and view distance. All of them are on ultra. Doesn't seem to be bothering my machine that much at all. For those that aren't aware, I'm running a i9-10 series and a 2080 Super, which is getting on a bit now. So the fact that it runs everything fine it's a good thing. Controls. You have a lot of controls here. Again, it's a city builder. You're going to be doing most of it with your mouse, but it's nice that they're here and you can rebind them as well. And then you've got your gameplay options. There's a lot of really nice accessibility options here. There isn't a colorblind mode, but what you do have is you've got different cursors and you can see it change automatically and instantly when you change those. And you can change the mouse size, so you can have small or large. You can invert the camera, the mouse rotation on the X and Y axis. You can have it so that you can edge scroll or off. I generally have it off because it annoys me. And you can have your camera rotation by your mouse on or off as well. You can change the sensitivities of the scroll, keyboard, camera, zoom, and you can have the autosave frequency between 2, 6, 9 or off completely. This is really nice. There is some nice accessibility options here outside of the audio, being able to have the music playing when you've got the game alt tabbed. I'm really happy with that option menu. It's bright, it's colorful, it's easy to see, and there is a lot here. As for the game, this is my settlement. This is the one that I've started. You can do the tutorial, and if you've never played a city builder before, I would highly recommend doing so. It's a really well thought out, very easy to follow tutorial that teaches you the basics with a good session of physical prompts telling you what it wants you to do, as well as reading prompts to give you an understanding of why. When you go into the main game, you've got your different speeds up here and you've got all your resources on show here, and you can get these tasks, which a lot of city builders do, which is basically like a second tutorial. You do these tasks, you get rewards, and it also allows you to build your city up in a fairly good and balanced way. You can postpone it by a month, decline it completely, or accept it. As you can see, I'm actually quite ahead. I've already done a lot of these things already because I do play a lot of city builders. I'm currently waiting for more penguins to happen. You can actually turn mating allowed on or off. So if you've got too much population, you can't really control it. You can gain control of that by stopping mating, which means that you just stay at the size you are. But it does allow you to, you know, gain control and get the bits that you need doing done. It's very rare you're not going to do this though, because I do have a lot of things that I need doing. Like I can't assign a worker yet because I've got no idle penguins for my towers. As you can see, I've got a few igloos here. What I really like about this is that it separates the young from the old. And honestly, the styling of the buildings is just honestly brilliant. It is really, really cool. They're penguins, but they're not. There is a geopolitical message at the start about climate change and stuff, which is done in a very nice way. It's not in your face. It's not, rah, this is to show what global warming does. It's just a bit of information that gives you some background there. You can have new penguins come in via external means as well as by mating, and it will show you when that comes. You can see on the calendar and stuff. You have a rating system of your town as well, so you can up the reputation, and the higher the reputation, the higher your badge. You can see here you've got what it is, the level of the city, or in my case the villages. You've got your defensive menu here, so you can see what you've got to go against and whether you're going to have killer whales or seals. Seals will come in and steal your food, so you want to get rid of them ASAP. You will get a gold for killing a seal. And killer whales will come in and destroy your settlement. They'll destroy buildings. You need to get enough research points in order to stop that from happening. And as you can see, when you upgrade to a city, you'll get new things coming. So to my knowledge, I don't think they will attack straight away. As you can see, we've got 23. So we're going to unlock the school here because the school, and I am going to then build the school. The build menu is really nice here as well. It's very well laid out. It shows you what you're going to need, so you're going to know whether you're going to be able to get that straight away or not. So 300 research points tells me that I'm going to need to be of a city or higher population to be able to get that, since most of these are like 19 and stuff. When you click on something that is new that you've just created, it does let you know in a very easy way by showing that it's an unlocked building. You are going to need to keep enough power to be able to make it, but as long as you plan things well, that's not going to be too much of an issue either. Overall, this is a really well done city builder, and even though it's only the prologue, it does give you a really good idea. To my knowledge, the prologue, it will do the first year, so depending on how fast you run, you can actually get quite longer than an hour, but it's a really nice introduction to the game, and I can see just how far this can go. On the prologue, you only get this map to start with as well, which is just literally this little block here, so you're not really going to be able to get more than a year out of it. But as you get the real game, once the real game comes out, there are 6 maps, I think, at base, and I'm not sure if they're planning on releasing more, so you can have more difficult terrain, or you can start and just really expand really quite quickly. This is a fantastic entry-level city builder. It really is. It's a fantastic entry-level city builder because it's very easy to grasp and pick up, and it doesn't really overwhelm you. Some of the more difficult city builders that I've had or played in before, it'll overwhelm you with mass disasters and things that can just absolutely obliterate your city and just make it non-salvageable. Whereas this really does ease you in quite nicely. I really like this. I love the theme. I love the fact that it's a colony of penguins. I love the fact that they wander around and do whatever it is that they're doing. I love the fact that you've got thieving seals and killer whales that are out to get you. This is a game to look out for, and I'm very excited for the full release. Thank you very, very much for watching, guys, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Ciao, ciao.